It was a chilly autumn night when I decided to embark on a bicycle adventure with my friends. The quaint little town we lived in had a creepy legend surrounding an old, abandoned mansion hidden deep within the woods. According to the locals, the mansion was cursed, and strange occurrences were said to happen to anyone who dared to approach it after dark. Being young and fearless, we couldn't resist the temptation to explore this haunted tale. Gathered around in the fading light, we planned our journey. My friends, Jake, Lisa, and Emily, were equally excited and apprehensive about the adventure ahead. We agreed to meet at the edge of the woods around midnight to give ourselves an eerie start to our spooky expedition. As I pedaled my bicycle through the dark, gnarled trees, a sense of trepidation filled my heart. The moon was barely visible behind a thick veil of clouds, and the only source of light came from the dim glow of our flashlights. We laughed nervously to hide our fear, making jokes about the haunted mansion and its alleged inhabitants. The crunching of leaves beneath our wheels amplified the eeriness of the night. The woods were alive with nocturnal sounds, creating an unsettling symphony of rustling leaves and distant howls. Despite our fear, our youthful curiosity pushed us forward. After what felt like an eternity of cycling, we reached the clearing where the mansion stood, silhouetted against the night sky like a looming specter. Its once grand architecture now lay in ruins, its windows broken and its walls crumbling. An overwhelming aura of malevolence emanated from the decaying structure. Hesitant but eager to confront our fears, we parked our bicycles outside and cautiously stepped inside. The interior was even more unsettling. Broken furniture and cobwebs adorned the place, and the air was thick with a musty smell of decay. I could feel the weight of the curse upon us, and a shiver ran down my spine. Despite our reservations, we pressed on, exploring the dark and foreboding rooms one by one. Each step felt heavier than the last, as if an invisible force was dragging us down. I sensed that something was watching us, lurking in the shadows, but I brushed it off as mere paranoia. As we moved further into the mansion, strange phenomena began to occur. Doors creaked and slammed shut on their own, and chilling gusts of wind rushed through the halls. My heart pounded in my chest, and I knew we had to leave, but fear and curiosity kept us trapped inside. Emily, the most adventurous among us, suggested that we perform a seance to communicate with the spirits that supposedly haunted the mansion. Despite our pleas to abandon the idea, she was determined. We formed a circle in the center of the mansion and lit candles, casting an eerie glow on our anxious faces. As Emily began to chant, the atmosphere grew oppressive. The temperature dropped drastically, and a strange mist enveloped us. The candles flickered violently, and a low, haunting moan echoed through the mansion. Panic surged through me, and I tried to stop Emily, but she seemed possessed, unresponsive to our pleas. Suddenly, a dark figure emerged from the shadows, and terror paralyzed us. Its eyes glowed like two burning embers, fixated on us with a malevolent stare. Panic gave way to terror, and we all screamed in unison. Without a moment's hesitation, we fled from the mansion, stumbling and tripping over each other in our haste to escape. Racing through the woods, we could still hear the entity's unearthly laughter trailing behind us. It felt like an eternity before we finally reached the edge of the forest, where we collapsed in exhaustion and terror. As the first rays of dawn broke through the darkness, we knew we had survived the nightmarish ordeal. However, the horror didn't end there. In the days that followed, strange things started happening to each of us. Nightmares plagued our sleep, and we would wake up with unexplained bruises and scratches. The sinister presence of the mansion had latched onto our lives, and we couldn't escape its grasp. Haunted by the malevolent entity, we vowed never to speak of that night again. Our once close-knit group drifted apart, each of us dealing with the aftermath in our own ways. I moved away from the town, seeking solace in a new environment, but the memories of that fateful night haunted me relentlessly. Years passed, and I tried my best to forget, but the mansion's curse had left an indelible mark on my soul. Even now, as I sit here recounting that horrifying night, I can feel the cold breath of the malevolent entity on the back of my neck, reminding me that some terrors are eternal and some rides should never be taken.